Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. Anybody who knows me, or maybe you've been watching my videos for a while, knows that one thing I like to eat out in the woods is bannock. There's always one in my food bag, in my pack, ready to go. So I checked this morning, no bannock mix. So I need to make some. I thought I might as well show you how I do it. Now one reason why I love bannock so much is because it's very versatile. You can make it sweet, you can make it savory, you can eat it on its own. You can incorporate it into other recipes. You can fry it. You can bake it. I like to bake it the most. So it's a very good staple to have when you're out in the woods camping or even out for a day hike because it's easy to make. So I'm going to show you a very basic recipe, something you can build on, all right? So very basic recipe. First thing I put in there is 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Next, you need a leavening agent, baking powder. There's about a teaspoon of that in there. You also need some salt, about half a teaspoon or quarter teaspoon to your taste. A few turns on the old salt mill will do the job. So one thing I like to add to my bannock mix, and I don't see a lot of people doing it, but I like to do it. It's a skim milk powder. So to a recipe this size, I would add 2 tablespoons of skim milk powder. The reason why I do that is because at home when you're making tea biscuits or you're making scones, the liquid that we use is milk. And that makes for a more tender product. It encourages browning. And I like to add to my bannock mix. I've tried it with, I've tried it without, and I prefer it with. So just add a couple of tablespoons of skim milk powder to the mix, and I think you'll be surprised. It does change it up a little bit. Next thing we need to add is an element of fat to this. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. The way I usually do it is about 2 tablespoons of butter. It's added right into the mix. And just like you're making biscuits or scones, cut the butter in to the dry flour ingredients with a fork. Just keep working it. The butter pieces will get smaller and smaller, mix up with the flour, and you'll end up with, pea-sized little pieces of butter coated in flour. Just keep going. Be careful you don't puncture a hole in the bottom of the bag. It's happened before. Just keep going. Now, as you can see, there's individual pieces of butter mixed in there, okay? That's what you're looking for. A good mix. Flour to butter. Now, an alternate way you could do this, and it's good to know because butter can go rancid. And you wouldn't want that to happen. So you can't store it like this long term. So alternately what I would do is not add the butter at this stage. I would bring a small bottle of olive oil with me and add it just before I add my liquid. Mix it in, then add my water. That works very well too, especially in the summer if you're going on a multi-day trip. You don't want to be carrying butter because it could go rancid with the animal fats in it. So there you go. That's bannock mix. I seal that up. Put that in my bag. And when I want to enjoy some bannock, I just add a little bit of water directly into the bag, mix it up, and I either fry it, or personally I really like to bake it. put it in a frying pan beside the fire, let it bake slowly, or even wrap it on a stick over the fire, let it bake. Now, as I said, this is just a very basic recipe. What you could do with this is add some sugar. I would say maybe a tablespoon of brown sugar and some cinnamon with some cranberries would be delicious in here. So all of a sudden you have a sweet bannock. Okay, this is a savory version, sweet version. It's delicious. I made that for my wife last year when we went camping, and it was delicious for breakfast. So you can do that. Or this morning I made a bannock, baked this one in the oven. I did not fry it in the old cast iron. I added some garlic powder to this and some cheese cubed up. That looks good. And I can't wait to try that. So that's another option you can have. So that's how I make my bannock. Tastes much better out in the woods, that's for sure. But sometimes you have to make do with being indoors. It's so windy today, and it has been the last 2 days here where I live, that the woods would be a dangerous place to be. The trees are swaying. They're frozen solid. It's perfect recipe for trees to be snapping off and coming down on you. So I'm going to stay indoors for the day. Get out as soon as I can. But you guys get out as soon as you can. Make some bannock. It's delicious. It's fun. See you on the next one.